Hey guys, what's going on? Jeff here from Films at Home. Today I've got a pretty cool 4K review to do. I'm glad I got this in early before the Oscars so I could sort of give my opinion. This is A Star is Born 4K. I watched this one last night on my 4K TV and I'll share my thoughts on the movie, the video quality, the audio quality, and then kind of the overall packaging and special features. So a pretty typical review, but a really hyped up movie a lot of people are talking about right now, so I was excited to get the chance to early review this on 4K and hope you guys like it. So let's play the intro and get started. Alright, so first I'll give you my thoughts on the movie. It's just about 2 hours long, just a little over 2 hours, so it's a pretty standard movie. It doesn't feel very long, but it really tells a great story. Personally, I thought that the first hour or so was really great. I was really into it, and I didn't know anything about this. I hadn't watched any of the older ones. I didn't read anything about the story. I had no idea how it ended. I knew nothing about it except it was Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga. Like, I didn't know anybody else was in the movie, so I came in pretty blind. The first hour, though, was really good as they're kind of building their relationship. They're coming together. Lady Gaga's character, Allie, is kind of hitting her stride, getting into the stardom. Bradley Cooper's character, Jackson, is sort of... you're kind of exploring his problems with addiction and alcoholism, and it's a very interesting mix. But then the middle half hour, it starts to get a little bit annoying to me, and I think it's because they sort of shift the story and you just don't feel good about the relationship anymore between these two, and it starts to break down. And then the last probably 15 minutes, I was really like disappointed, I guess. It's a really sad ending. It's really not a happy movie, and it's disappointing because the first hour of this movie I was like, wow, this is gonna be really happy, this is great. What a great story to tell. There's some awesome music, there's some awesome scenes at concerts, and just the music was incredible. It was, like as good as some of the Bohemian Rhapsody concert scenes. This was really great stuff, and they're singing live and it sounds awesome. And then it just sort of gets really depressing. And there's depressing moments throughout the movie, but it gets really depressing. It gets really kind of strange. Dave Chappelle shows up at one point for like 10 minutes, and I don't know really what the purpose of his character was. Like, there's some, like, you thought he was going to play a bigger role, and then you never see him again. It sort of breaks down in the second half of the movie, but overall, it's pretty good. I mean, I can see why it's nominated for an Oscar. There's really good performances by both Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga. Like, they blow it out of the park, like everybody says. I don't know if Lady Gaga is going to win Best Actress for this, but I think Bradley Cooper has an outside chance at winning Best Actor. He does a really good job. I think the movie has a very good chance at winning Best Picture. It's the kind of story that the Oscars love. But it kind of reminded me of La La Land, where like you have this really good movie and it's fun and everything's going well and it's happy, and then in the last half hour of the movie, they just completely depress you, and I'm just so tired of movies like that. Like, I get it, it's kind of the shtick. Like, let's show you everything good and then let's break it down and show you the tragedy. It's like, I mean, that's been going on forever. It's been going on since Shakespeare. But it's just, I'm tired. Like, I just want a movie with a happy ending. Why can't these two people just sing good music and be happy together and not have the whole thing fall apart at the end? And the way it falls apart is completely super depressing, and I get that's what makes it so good, and there's emotional performances and everyone's really strong in it, and it brings everything together at the end. But like, man, did I wish that I had just watched the first hour, especially with some of the weird stuff that happens. Like, I still can't get over like what Dave Chappelle was doing in this movie. His character just pops up, and it's like they've been friends forever, and you think it's going to be some sort of meaningful connection, and maybe it'll help him get into rehab and all this stuff, and then he sort of gives him like a one line of wisdom, and they eat some dinner, and boom, you never see him again. Just weird stuff like that I didn't get. So it kind of breaks apart in the second half, but overall, pretty good movie. I think after watching this, it's probably going to win Best Picture. I don't know if I would choose it over some of the others, but it's a kind of a weak year, and this was a pretty solid movie, and it's getting so much hype. I think it'll definitely win a lot of the music awards, the song, best performance, whatever that award is. They'll probably perform it live at the Oscars, and they'll blow it away and win that award, and it'll win some other stuff, but I think it has a shot at Best Picture just because of, how it is, and the fact that La La Land got snubbed last year, in my opinion. I think this is the year that sort of the musical, similar type story will win. So look for this to win Best Picture. It's a pretty good movie. I know a lot of people loved it, and so I was super hyped, but I totally get it. First hour, incredible, and the second half of the movie, it started to fall apart for me a little bit. So unfortunately, not my favorite movie of the year, but pretty solid overall. Now, with the 4K video, you've got Dolby Vision, HDR, you also have HDR10. Honestly, guys, I can't really, there's very slight differences, and I don't even think it's that one is better than the other. Like, Dolby Vision's great, but HDR10's also great. So I think it's really just personal preference. Overall, though, the HDR looks really good. The 4K picture was really nice, even though this is a 2K digital intermediate, so it's not a true 4K movie, but it was shot at higher resolution than 2K. It was just finished at 2K for theaters, so there's a lot of good detail here. The concert scenes, especially anytime they're doing a show, the colors, the lights, everything looks really, really good. Honestly, looked better than anything Bohemian Rhapsody did, in my opinion. It had a much more realistic feel. Bohemian Rhapsody, if I'm comparing concert scenes, was a little more staged. This one felt more realistic. It felt really, really good, and the fact that they were singing live throughout the movie, you could tell the difference that made. And the image quality was just incredible. Some really nice close-up shots while they're singing. And you've got the dark audience, you've got a bright stage, but then you've got a dark backdrop. Like, there's a lot of interesting elements, and they really blew it away. The rest of the scenes, there's a pretty bright, sunny quality to the rest of the movie. Like, it's not a very dark movie, even though it gets pretty dark at the end. There's a lot of good, natural sunlight in a lot of the houses that they shoot in, the scenes in. And so that comes across really well, and even in some of the darker bars and things like that, the HDR really helps. Good deep blacks, and it looks really, really good. It's honestly, it's a really good, for being a 2K digital intermediate, this is a really good 4K video. So if you're excited about this movie, you're not going to be disappointed with the 4K video. It was really, really solid. Good stuff all around. Now, the audio, of course, we have a Dolby Atmos track, which is awesome for these music movies. I can't wait to check out the Bohemian Rhapsody Dolby Atmos track. In this one, if it's anything like, if Bohemian Rhapsody is anything like this, then I'm going to be blown away, because this was really good. In the concert scenes especially, you feel like you're there, you feel like you're in the audience. They do a really good job hitting the entire room with the surrounds. The height speakers and the Atmos really, really perform well. And it's really, the concert sequences are probably the moments where you have the biggest impact with sound. Obviously, the rest of the movie is sort of a slower drama, and so dialogue's very clear. Any of the background music, anything that's sort of playing, if there's a vinyl song, record playing in the background of a scene, you get that nice ambient sound. But the concert scenes where you're going to be blown away. That's where the movie really shines anyway, and the Atmos track really does a great job in those sequences, handling that full sound stage of an outdoor concert. A lot of the stuff is outdoors, sort of like a country music festival type setting, and so there's a lot going on in that environment, but the surround sound does a really good job. The Atmos track's really well done. So technical quality, video and audio, this is a very, very good release. I think you guys will be really happy with it. Now for packaging, you've got your slipcover here with the kind of artwork they've been using in all the posters. Same on the inside. You also got a digital copy, which I'm going to pull out real quick. And then you've got kind of a boring disc art. It's just a, black Blu-ray, black 4K disc. Nothing really special. There are some special features. There are performances that they didn't show in the theaters, so you get a little extra with Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga singing. There's a little featurette about the making of the movie, and then there's some music videos for some of the songs that got really popular from this movie. So, you know, not a whole lot in special features. I'm a little surprised because this is a really good candidate for Best Picture. Usually they try to put together a nice, like, special features package to really, I don't know, give people some insight on how a movie like this is created, but not much here. There also is going to be a Steelbook at Best Buy, which has kind of minimalist artwork. I wasn't a big fan of it. I actually prefer this. If they had put this art on a Steelbook, I think it would have looked really nice, or maybe just blown up this image for the full picture. It's a really nice black and white image. I really like it, but I wasn't a fan of the Steelbook, so I'm not too worried about missing that one. But that's pretty much that's your 4K package here. Great audio, solid video. The movie overall, I think, is a little overhyped, which happens every year at Oscar time. Movies get overhyped, over-exaggerated how good they are. This is a good movie. It's not the best movie I saw, you know, in 2018. But it's good, and I think it's one that, you know, a few years down the road, I think people will still remember it for the music. I'm not sure they will remember it for the movie. Like, even some of Bradley Cooper's songs that he did, I actually really like. Like, I was listening to them. They sound like they could be on country radio right now, and Lady Gaga blows it away. So the movie will live on through its music, but I think the music is better than the movie, and I think the, you know, the star power of Lady Gaga and her music and Bradley Cooper, I think that's what's driving the excitement around this. The fact that, you know, we had a very famous artist like Lady Gaga star in a movie that's doing very, very well. It's a good movie, but I think the hype's, you know, it's a little high. It's one of those movies in a couple years you might forget about, but you'll still remember the songs from, if that makes any sense. But overall, I would recommend picking up the 4K. I checked out the Blu-ray, and it's a little bit softer. A lot of the scenes in the concerts and in some of the bars, things like that, the HDR really helps with the black levels there. The Blu-ray also has the Dolby Atmos track, so if you do go with the Blu-ray instead of the 4K, you're still going to get the great audio. But I did think the 4K was really good here. I would recommend grabbing the 4K Blu-ray when you go to make your purchase. This does come out in a couple of weeks. I got it in early for review from Warner Brothers, so thank you to them for allowing me to check this out early and share it with you guys. And hopefully you guys all go pick it up when it's released. But overall, solid movie, solid 4K disc. Probably a Best Picture winner, but we will see. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that review of A Star Is Born on 4K. Like I said, comes out in a couple weeks. I would recommend grabbing it. Couple other things, standard stuff here, but if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed yet, I'd really appreciate it if you did. Having more subscribers means, you know, I get more clout, I get more attention to my videos. You guys support me by subscribing. When I go to Warner Brothers and say, hey, can I check out A Star Is Born? And I say, I've got 6,000 subscribers, you know, that helps me get these movies early. So if you're interested in early reviews, definitely subscribe, help me out, grow those numbers. Like this video, share it with your friends, and also don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I actually have a pretty cool giveaway. I can't say what it is yet, but I'm working with Paramount on something. It was a recent video I did, and they're looking to give away a copy of a certain movie that I just reviewed. So stay tuned for that one, but you're going to want to follow me on Instagram. I'll post it there first, and that'll be primarily where the giveaway runs. So for stuff like that, you're going to want to follow me on there at Films at Home. The link is down in the description. But other than that, guys, I hope you have a great day, great rest of your week, and I will talk to you later.